Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bae, the #1 source for competitive Legends of Runeterra news and information. If you're looking for the best decks to play right now, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Master Runeterra or in our Discord. And if you want to take the next step in leveling up your game, check out our Runeterra team on Patreon, where we do weekly learning calls and one-on-one coaching. Now strap in and grab yourself some Poro snacks, because we are about to start Mastering Runeterra.
Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bae. We're doing it a little bit different today. We have not prepared anything at all, which is maybe not that different than what we normally do. But typically what ends up happening is we sit on this, what you're seeing right here, call before the podcast, and we talk a bunch of crap and chit chat about things, and it's normally a lot of fun and exciting. And so I thought it would be a good idea if we just click record really quick and then just go and wing it. We've already kind of brushed through some fun things though, which was kind of anyways, long story short, we're just going to talk about some stuff today. But before we do that, I want to thank all of our patrons and subscribers on the website and Patreon. Appreciate you guys so much. Speaking of which, if anyone doesn't know, if anyone is not aware of our subscription service on the website, not only do you get ad-free viewing and the ability to view premium articles, but we do a 2-hour learning call every week in the Discord where all of our subscribers get together. If you're on the higher tier, you can also submit a VOD for review, and we as a team go over the VODs, break them down, talk about mulligan decisions, plays that maybe we wouldn't have made, why. It's a really good learning tool. And of course, we also answer questions and talk about lineups and different decks and the meta in general, and on and on it goes. It's a really good time. It's a lot of fun, great community, great way to learn about the game. So if you are looking to up your game, come join us, come hang out. Okay, plugs aside, what's going on, bro? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Busy, as usual.
Yeah. So we got a lot of new stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I as you asked me just a second ago before we hit record, have not played a game of Runeterra since
ever.
Ever. It was, it's pretty good though. I made it into the league partner program without ever playing a game of Legends of Runeterra.
It's impressive, really.
I'm impressed. Okay, random aside, this actually reminds me, there was a story of there was this guy in Brazil, and he was like kind of a soccer player.
Oh, I know
really.
I know what the story is. Yeah.
And so he is friends with a bunch of like the top Brazilian soccer players, and then so he just got like drafted. So the the pros would be like, okay, yeah, like I'll come play for you in Europe or whatever, but you got to sign my buddy to some like low ass contract. And so he played for like all these top teams, and it like kept happening, and then he would just like be injured all the time. And for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, this guy played like
time.
Yeah, like a long time, like 10, 20 years, something crazy, like played pro soccer.
Never played.
And like never actually played again. Like there was like one time he went out there and like sucked real bad and then like faked an injury. And, like
so funny.
So that's basically me for Legends of Runeterra. I'm just hanging on to some Majiin's coattails here. Whenever anything cool happens, Majiin's just like, yeah, okay, I'll come. But you gotta
get my boy on there.
And so my response though was that I did try to play the Daily Rumble because I wanted to experience it, and it was like 11 a.m. after the patch came out, and it was like, boop, nope, must be 4 o'clock, which
that sucks.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like that.
Like, so I guess the reasoning there is because you want to have everyone together, but I mean 4 o'clock Pacific, that's 7 o'clock Eastern, right?
Yep, that's late.
That's crazy late. That's so late.
You're going to play 8 best of 3s? No.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Well, it's very... Yeah, so I haven't seen anyone talk about this. Have you? Again, I haven't been like, has anyone brought this up as like
it's come up.
An issue?
It's come up a bit. And people are talking about it. And then Ruben's response, I haven't been looking super into it. But I know for a lot of things, he's basically said, yeah, the timings of stuff, is still like being worked on. And things didn't launch exactly how we expected because the patch got pushed back a week, and So I expect a lot of things to like change. But that's something that quite a few people have said is they're like, hey, this time just like ain't it. Like only having a few hours or whatever at night to do this, and they're long. Now you can like play part of a best of 3, and then like the next day you can finish it out when it opens back up. It'll save your run basically,
which is cool.
But like I would love if it opened at like 11 or 10 a.m. and I could play 2 best of 3s, and then I could go about my day. And then I could play another best of 3 on stream, and then maybe after stream I play another best of 3 or something, right? Because like I was playing it, and I put like 2 hours into it today, and I was like 3-1 after 2 hours. So I need like another 2 hours to finish it. And
yeah.
If it starts late, I can't do that every day. Not that I really want to.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the reason to do this, obviously, is so that people aren't just waiting for forever, I guess, for a match. But I mean, like, yeah, I get it. LOR's Runeterra is not the biggest game ever, but, like, I don't think it would take that long for, like, you to find a match, right? Like, unless they're trying to match you with someone with the same
amount of wins or whatever.
Record?
Yeah.
Is that, we don't really know if that's what they're trying to do or not. I wouldn't think so, though, because you would get to, like, 5 wins, like, no matter what, it would take a while for someone to hit that record, I think. Because I think how you do is you just match people like kind of when they're available as much as possible, and I feel like there'll be a lot of people playing. And the other thing was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw on Twitter, I think that Ruben said it was supposed to launch like differently, not with like this many win losses. Like, was it supposed to be smaller? Was it supposed to be like 4 wins, 2 losses or something? That's what I think.
Something like that. Because 6 and 3 is like, oh my god.
Because you're playing best of 3, right?
Best of 3, and I play Ionia. It takes me a while to win games.
That's like a seasonals. If I guess you can't play 9 rounds. You can play like 8 rounds, but it's close enough. That's. I mean, you have to wait for the rounds.
That's the big difference. Yeah,
part of it. But still, that's a lot of rounds, which I'm kind of okay with. I like on some level. I think I'm not sure. I have to play with it a little bit more, but yeah. I think definitely like I want to play in the morning. A lot of people want to play in the morning. You stream at like noon Pacific, right?
Yeah, so I play for
until like
I play for like 4 hours, and it's usually about time when I start wrapping it up at like 4 when the gauntlet opens, which is not ideal for me.
Yeah, I think. What do you think the ideal time was? I feel like something around noonish, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, 11.
11 Pacific to like. Why do you even have to cap it? If you can keep playing into the next day, why does there even have to be a cap?
I don't think they want people to sit in queues for an hour at 3 a.m.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
it's got to 10. Time, you just do 10 to 10. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll mess around with it and experiment with it. I don't want to monopolize too much of the time we have today on this topic to something I don't even think is going to really stick around.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Yeah. So moving on. So it's the
bounce back.
What's the format right now? It's the
best of 3.
Hold on. Yeah. But it's you can play as many champs as you want.
That was yesterday. Now it's standard best of 3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because we missed the week. So now it's just normal standard best of 3. Did you play it today?
I did. I went 3-1. With Zoe Yi Aphelios, Rise Ionia, and then GrandpaRoji's Flying Tentacle deck, the Illaoi Ionia deck. So triple Ionia.
Yeah, nice. That's a fun one. And so yeah, tell me about it. How were compared to like how Gauntlet was? How was the competition?
Higher.
How quickly did the games go? Yeah, what was give me your thoughts and like your experience.
People were taking it a little bit more seriously. I don't know, like I think there is some prizing on the line. People buy in and stuff. So there was more like serious decks. I don't know how much that's going to stick, right? Like the people who are going to jump into it when it opens, which is what I'm doing because I'm on stream, are going to be the more invested players. So, bit of a biased sample size right now. But yeah, it felt pretty good. Deck lists are not open. They are closed deck list. Just fine, I guess. I prefer open, obviously, but I'm not going to like raise a stink about it or anything. Other than that, felt pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I prefer open also, but like for these,
whatever.
Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, not that big of a deal. appease some of the people that like to play closed deck list, I guess.
Yeah.
Like these things aren't that big of a deal. How quickly were you getting an opponent?
Like immediately.
Yeah.
I was also playing on like prime time, right? Like immediately after it launched or was open. It's the second day, like.
Yeah. I feel like just in general, you wouldn't have to wait too long, but we shall see. Okay. Patch. You want to talk about the patch now?
Yes.
I saw your post on Twitter, your tweet about being like, what was it, like a 90% win rate?
With Rise, yeah. I told people, I was like, if you buff Rise, I'm going to win a lot of games. And they buffed Rise, and I'm just stomping people.
Is it just the landmark buff?
That's it.
And how noticeable has that buff been?
It's pretty noticeable. I don't like the buff.
Yeah.
It makes the deck better. I don't like the buff. Because the spell mana landmark was already the best one. Mm-hmm. And so now it's just swingier. Like every time you cast Delve, you're like, spell mana. No? Okay, next one. Spell mana. No? Damn it. Like now I'm in for a rough game if I missed on the first two.
Right, yeah. So it's just increasing the variance, you're saying.
It feels swingier.
If that change hadn't been made, do you think you're still at like, is it actually 90%? Was that your win rate? It was 90%.
I played 20 games and I lost 2. So yeah, it was 90%. Small sample size, but I honestly, if you gave me another 20 games, I'd win 80% of them. I'm stomping people. Like.
And so this is on a ladder though, right?
And Gauntlet. Like 2 of the wins, 1 of the losses. No, 3 of the win. 1 of the wins, 1 of the losses are in Gauntlet. It's not just like the deck. The meta has shifted more towards like these mid-rangey piles, right? There's no more Vayne Aatrox. It's just Kayn Aatrox. There's not a lot of Katarina Rally decks. People are playing these like clunky Jax Ornn decks that are like insane against other board-based decks. But you look at like Palm and Stun. I don't run Palm. You look at like Stun and bounces and stuff, and they're just like, I can't beat this. I can't get through. So the meta is just like much more favorable, and now I have this supercharged spell mana landmark, and I have like so much practice on this deck. I have like 100 games before the patch on Rise, right? I played it so much, probably more than that, but other people seem to be seeing some success with it as well.
It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out, because I know people are typically not super fond of alternate win conditions.
Nope, and I am certain it feels bad to play against. I am certain it feels miserable.
Yeah. The few times that I've lost to Rise, it felt crappy. It was not a good feeling.
Bit of a tangent, if we have 2 minutes.
We definitely do.
I did a Yu-Gi-Oh sponsorship for Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, right? And I don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, so I was like, yo, help me make a deck. My friend who has played Yu-Gi-Oh, he's like, okay. So we build a deck that's like super budget, and all it does is it special summons out this guy that says if it's the only card you have on the battlefield, it can't be affected by opponent's effects. This is like spells and stuff, right? Or unit effects. And then, but there are units that if you use them to summon another unit, they gain an effect. And so I filled my deck with a bunch of cards that have the effect of this unit cannot be destroyed in combat. So on turn 1, I would get out this guy that says not affected by any of your shit, can't be destroyed in combat. And then I put him in defense mode, so I take no damage, and I just pass. And I do that on turn 1. And they just can't, like a lot of decks just can't beat it. They're just like, oh no. So then I just mill them out. I just do absolutely nothing and wait till they lose the game. There's other cards called like Lava Golem, where you can cast it on your opponent's side of the field. It has like 3,000 attacks. It's like this huge beater. But you could sacrifice 2 of their guys to cast it on their side of the field. And then every main phase, it deals 1,000 damage to them. So to sit behind my guy that they can't get rid of or get past, and they just take 1,000 a turn. And if that doesn't work, if all of that doesn't work, I have all 5 pieces of Exodia in my deck. So eventually, when I draw every single card in my deck, you just auto-lose to the 5 pieces of Exodia in my hand. It's the worst deck I've ever seen in my life. It's so uninteractive. It's so horrible to play against. And I stomped people left and right, and it was so funny. And that's what Rise feels like.
Why doesn't everyone play that deck? Yu-Gi-Oh is weird to me. Yu-Gi-Oh sounds like an absolute nightmare, and everyone seems to love it.
It's horrible. Well, it's not. Okay, so that stuff, horrible. Like being on the opposite side of it, horrible. Doing it, hilarious. So funny. So it's a bit of give and take. But the deck's like not actually very good. It's kind of fragile. And sometimes your opponent can have ways to like get around it. They have things that like do direct damage. They can like fizzle the initial parts of you trying to get your dude out. But at like lower ranks, I'm just like doing this thing and people are like, and then they lose eventually in an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my god, it takes you an hour and 20 to deck them?
Okay, so I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to record this sponsored video, but I want to play one more game just to make sure I know the deck. And I queued into the game. It took an hour and 40 minutes for me to win that game. But I refused to concede. I was like, I won't do it. I won't concede. I'm going to win.
I know exactly what you mean. I was playing a game of Magic like for fun, basically, and I had to go do something basically, and like the game was taking way too long. But I was like, no, I don't.
I'm gonna win.
I can't concede. Yep. I have to.
Can't let them beat me like this.
I'm way ahead on board here.
It's like the principle of the matter.
The principle of the matter. Yeah, I'm gonna win. I wanted this W. I don't know. It's so stupid. Okay, so speaking of other games and stuff, I got a bit of a tangent. This is not really a tangent, but so I'm going to be playing a bit of a Magic: The Gathering this month.
Never heard of it.
Because there's a big it's a new card game. Big tournament in Vancouver in exactly 1 month. And so I went to channelfireball.com and no, that's .com. And so the first thing to try and find some articles, because I haven't played it forever, I don't know anything. The first thing I saw was, have you heard of this anime called My Hero Academia?
I have.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of it. I'm on season 3 or 4 or something. No spoilers. And what I see is like, guy wins first ever My Hero Academia card game championship thing, $125,000 for some card game I didn't even know existed. Yeah, right. I immediately started Googling all
okay,
this,
hold on. For first
game.
place, like that guy won 100. Why did nobody tell me?
Yeah, right? I didn't know either. It's probably 5 people showed up for some bullshit. I don't know. I think the full prize pool was like 250.
Oh,
and first
super top heavy.
125.
Awesome.
Yeah. Very top heavy. Yeah. Big money. And for like a game that like I didn't even know existed, and a lot of people probably don't, and is just kind of like small potatoes. Something about that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even win that much for winning a Magic the Gathering Pro Tour, let alone a Seasonals, let alone Worlds.
So,
and this little fucking card game gets to just like, I mean, they probably already had the one, but like,
there is a bit of a thing with like, it's probably like a Bandai game or it's a Japanese game. And these games,
it's something like
these games tend to come out, splash a pot super hard one time, dump a bunch of stuff on it, hype up the community, and then a year later, the game's not even really supported anymore.
They're doing it again this year. They've already announced it all.
Nice.
FYI, so get up in there. Let's go.
Yeah, sign me up.
Let's go make some.
I
wonder what the game's even like.
This is why it doesn't matter. This is why we sit down and talk before we record. Is because this is what happens.
No, I like this. I feel like the people will enjoy this.
It's fun.
This is like, let's be real. This podcast is degenerated into us just talking about crap that we want to talk about.
That's true. Squadcast is probably a better competitive podcast.
Oh yeah. If you really want to know what's going on, go listen to those guys. They're good. Yeah, they had Red Pop Games on last week.
Well, I've heard of those guys.
Yeah. Big time.
Big gamers.
Those are the guys.
Along the same veins, there's the Battle Spirits Saga event coming up in Vegas.
We're going to that.
We're going to that. Now, so we don't know anything about the game.
Never played a game.
It has a bunch of like gems or something for resources. I had the like.
I have bought 4 boxes of product, and I have no idea what this game
is. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys, the audience, what this thing is, because it sounds to us like the greatest time. But it's like, it's a shit show. So there's this Vegas tournament that's before a pre-release. It's like a pre-release. Prize pool,
game's not out yet.
Game's not out yet. You cannot get product. They just finished spoilers for the game. First set for the game. No one's played it. It's like a $300,000 prize pool for this tournament in Vegas. Now, you go, right? On Friday, you're allowed to buy product for the first time at that store, at Vegas. right? And then the next day, you show up with the deck and you play the tournament. No one's played the game. So what's happening is we're all going to go down there, splash our big adult-sized incomes in there, and try to build a busted deck and just like ringer this tournament because first place is $25,000. And it pays all the way down to like 120th, which is like $500. And I was like, yo, Jason, you got to get your ass down here, man. So we're just going to go with like a couple of the other card gaming boys and just have a blast trying to break a format for a game that's not even out yet that we've never played.
I panicked and I thought it was going to sell out in like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you could still register now. I'm pretty sure.
I was
like
playing
days later.
my winning in for the top 8 at the calling for Flesh and Blood, and I had given my phone to Austin Yost while we were sitting there refreshing, waiting for the link to go live.
I was also refreshing.
Yep. So I was like, I'm gonna go play my game, and then so it didn't work, and so they're like, Caleb, Majiin, we need you to do the thing. So I'm like, oh, 1 second, I need to go to the bathroom, and I like grab my phone, I'm like doing the thing, run to the bathroom, hand it back.
I was messaging you on Discord and you were responding, so I thought you were sleeping. I forgot what you were actually doing that weekend. So I actually registered you also under like one of our company emails.
What a guy!
Just to be safe.
What a guy!
I got
Thank
you.
Thank you.
And then I saw that you get a free deck.
Oh, like a free
if you don't have a deck.
Yeah, they'll give you like a deck or something.
You get like a deck. So then I registered my girlfriend too because I was like, I should be there in Vegas too. Might as well get a free deck, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, this thing is weird. It is super weird. There's like 4,000 people following the Twitter account. Nobody seems to even really know about it.
Except Cosmic.
No one's going to know how to – Cosmic's all over it.
Yep.
No one's going to really know how to play the game. It's in Vegas at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So if you guys want to come – Majiin and I have not met each other in real life. So this is going to be us hanging out for the first time.
In Vegas.
Which is crazy because like I forgot about that until we just started talking about it right now. We got to plan some stuff. But if you guys want to come down and play one of these crazy things, have some fun in Vegas, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Come say hey.
Buy yourself a starter deck while you're there and roll the dice. You win $25,000.
I feel like maybe 300 people might show up and it's just like everyone gets some prizes.
I unironically think that 75% of the people who show up will not really know how to play the game.
Yeah.
10% of the people will know how to play the game and will have like a deck kind of built, right? They're like, I'm going to play this, and they're going to play it. And 25 to 50% of those people will be actually decent.
Yeah.
That's my call.
It's going to be small, and it's to the point where I'm like, if we win, will they pay us?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's Bandai Namco, right? But yeah,
no, for sure. But it's like it's that kind of like strange.
Yeah,
it's like
it's like Artifact when they announced the $1 million tournament, but if no one had heard of Artifact yet.
Yeah, but that tournament never happened.
Yeah, so maybe that was a horrible analogy. Okay, bringing it back. Runeterra. Quick hits before we get distracted again. GrandpaRoji was the first to Masters with Twisted Fate, Illaoi, Ionia. That's really looking to take advantage of things like Spirit's Refuge and Ghost. Runs 2 copies of Ghost. Really cool deck. I have been playing it. Feels pretty good. It's a pretty like exploitive deck. What I mean by that is like what it does is pretty strong, but it's not an incredibly flexible strategy. It does its thing and it does it pretty well. And if you can't deal with it, it's going to kill you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's generally not what Ionia decks tend to feel like. So that keeps throwing me off. I'm like, where's my interaction? How many bounce spells do I have? 1? Like, what? But worked out really well for him, especially in a field of like Jax Orn and stuff. Like they can't stop this. And the tentacle gets so big. But I've really been enjoying Master Yi. My biggest problem with the Gauntlet was trying to fit all the decks in. Was trying to figure out where I was going to put Master Yi because I wanted to run him in like 2 to 3 decks. He feels very good because you can activate Flow, attack the first time for like let's say 4 or whatever, and then you trade him off when he's at like 8 power. You just block and trade with something, and then the next Yi's leveled. He doesn't have to stay alive anymore.
Interesting. Yeah, you can block to get the level up damage through. Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, I
huge.
didn't think about that. That's nice.
Yep, I really like the new Dragon Caller guy. Not new, the newly buffed Dragon Caller guy that makes the Empyrean 6/5 elusive. It's like Eye of the Dragon, but a big ass dragon
Beefy.
instead of a
Yeah.
Dragonling. Cool card, really fun to play with. So yeah, I'm enjoying playing a bunch of Ionia stuff. Eventually, people will start playing aggressive decks again, and I'll have to change my strategy. But until then, I'm going to keep crushing people with Rise.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Should we keep? Is there more on the meta? We could,
Yeah, I mean, like people are doing
plow through
well
meta stuff.
with Jax Ornn. That's doing really well. And decks that do well into Jax Ornn are doing well. And everything else we're still kind of figuring out. Go ahead.
That makes sense. Anything else? Any other
Not that I can think of at the
meta
moment.
stuff? Okay, cool. Did you play the Rumble when it was that you can play as many champions as you
I
want?
did.
And was it best of 3 or best of 1?
Best of 1. One deck, best of
Okay,
1.
and what did you think of that format?
It was cool. Playing a bunch of champions is like not as good as you would think.
No, because they need build around,
Yeah,
right? They're build
yeah.
around.
So one of the better ones are, in my opinion, things like the Ionia PNZ, Ionia Targon, PNZ Targon. Those decks, right? I'm talking like the Zoe Aphelios kind of decks. Those decks want more champions. Most decks don't. So I let my chat vote because I'm stupid on what deck I would bring, and they picked PNZ Noxus Tribeam, which was not good, by the way, because I was just going to run more champs. I run Ezreal, I run Caitlyn, I run LeBlanc, right, like Katarina, just to charge up Tribeam. Doesn't make the deck any better. And then I ran into a Nivea, which is like historically its worst matchup. It's like a Nivea and Feel the Rush, right? Guess what my next match was? Feel the Rush. I was like, you're kidding me. I did not win that gauntlet.
And then, okay, so the other question I wanted to ask you was, as a content creator, what do you think of these daily rumbles? Because I gotta think this is a great way to be making content. Like, I even thought about doing some streaming again, just because I was like, I could load one of these up, fire through it, call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking to my editor about it, and you know, most of my content's pretty samey. It's like, here's deck, here's ladder gameplay of deck. But if I play a couple gauntlets throughout the week, what it lets me do is like I have my normal stuff, like 4 days, 5 days. It's just like the normal stuff. And then maybe we're like, we didn't find anything cool today. Let's just splash in some of our gauntlet stuff. You know, we'll turn one of the gauntlet runs into a YouTube video. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, because I guess they are very long.
They are
Is that
long.
an issue
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah.
You could trim
Yes.
some fat off of them. Because I feel like it would be interesting. So like in poker, watching cash games is normally kind of boring.
It's horribly
But watching a tournament is kind of exciting because it's like it comes down to a final table, and then a winner. It's like, it gets really exciting. So I thought maybe in the same vein, these videos might be interesting because it was like, oh, he's 1-0, he's 2-0, he's 3-0, he's 3-1, he's 3-2, he's 4-2, and there's like you get to go on the journey as a viewer.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just too long, if it's like too much.
I think it lacks a bit of the weight, but I think you'll see some really cool challenge videos. I expect Sunny to come out with stuff like this, where it's like, I tried to win a gauntlet with Zillion, whatever Sunny wants to play, and that'll be cool. That's cool to watch, right? Especially when Sunny's video style lends itself really well to this because he will have highlight style videos where it's quick and snappy. Like his seasonal videos is all the stuff, and then he'll do some voiceovers, and it'll be cut very nice and compact.
Mm-hmm.
My seasonal videos, because my niche is competitive, right? The people who want to watch me play competitive. So they want the whole VOD. They want to watch the whole seasonal match, because otherwise you miss the game, right?
The important stuff. Yeah.
And so it's a little different, but yeah, I think people do some cool stuff. I'm excited for. I think it'll be much easier for people to make content around the new seasonals, the opens. You can play the games whenever you want. Anyone can enter.
I'm super hyped for there to be a tournament every month. I feel like that's that is by itself just such a game changer. Because you got the tournament. It's okay, maybe chill for a week or something. Some new stuff comes out with the new patch, and then you got 3 weeks to prepare for the next tournament, and away you go. I'm really looking forward to that. I think also maybe like when you're streaming, I think being able to do the challenges, what are they, daily rumbles? Yeah, I don't know why that doesn't like stick in my head, but yeah, being able to do those on stream, I feel like must be like a nice little switch up from.
Sometimes you're just like,
just ladder.
Fuck, man, I don't want to play ladder. You know, you're like, you lose like 3 in a row. Maybe you don't want to like jeopardize your ranking. Not that that matters as much anymore. But you're just like, bro, I just need to like switch it up. And now I can actually switch it up and do something else. It's so nice.
Yeah. Being able to have just anything, literally just anything to switch to. Is because ladder's monotonous. It's the same. Yeah, and when it's like same.
If I'm playing ladder, I'm like either playing on stream to show off a deck, or I'm trying to like climb. And if I'm trying to climb, I don't want to be on stream, or if I don't want to talk to you. Right, like
we'll concentrate.
I want to concentrate, and it's different. Like I'm okay like talking and streaming while playing and trying to do really well, because that's just like natural to me. Like talking out loud what I'm thinking is so natural to me that I have to consciously stop myself from doing it in tournaments. If you like,
when there was the one seasonals or worlds or whatever, where they're like, "Hey, you're not cheating, right?"
Yeah. They pinged me and they're like, "Hey, who are you talking to? You can't talk to people." And I was like, "I'm just talking." Like when I would play Magic tournaments, and now in Flesh and Blood, I would sit there and people would play a card and be like, "Oh, that's really good here, but that means you don't have this, because if you had this, you probably would have taken this line, right?"
You do that?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. And I try not to, because people get.
You can glean some stuff from it.
Yeah, no, right? I totally glean. Maybe you learn a lot by just talking to people, because like you talk to people and then they make like a certain reaction, or they'll talk to you more, and then so they'll say like they'll cast something and it'll be a little bit more flippant, or they make like a comment afterwards, and you're like, "Oh, you don't have this." Like I can't really tell you exactly why, but like I know you don't have this because you wouldn't have said that otherwise. I don't know. You glean a lot. You learn a lot. Glean. What a weird word. You learn a lot from that kind of stuff. But it's just so natural for me to speak my thought process out loud, because that's what I've always done when I really need to concentrate. It almost feels like nailing down my thoughts.
Interesting.
Because one of my biggest problems, one of my like biggest leaks in competitive play, is that I will think of something, and then you'll probably see, like people probably see this if they watch me play like seasonals, is that I'll think of a line and then I'll go, "That's pretty good. What else can I do?" And then I'll go like this, are none of them better? No, back to this one, right? So a lot of times what happens is I go, this is pretty good. This, don't do this. I can't do this because of this. This. Oh wait, that looks really good. And I do it and I go, "Oh, I can't do that because of this." And I get blown out.
I do that all the time.
It happens all the time, because I think through too many things and I forget why I can't do it. But it looks so good in first glance. But if I say out loud, "Well, I can't do this because of this," then it like nails it down in my head. Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
So that happens a lot. I talk out loud when I play card games, even in person.
Yeah, I've been super guilty of that too, to the point where I almost stop going down. You know, I'll go through 3 or 4 options, and then I stop going through like 5 through 8 or whatever, because like inevitably I'm going to find back to the one I'm not supposed to do and like fall in the hole. Because like the 5 through 8, it's like it's pretty rare that you like find something good.
Every now and then you're like, "Oh my god, what a play!" But usually it's just bad plays.
Yeah. Speaking of competitive, though, you just won a Pro Tour qualifier.
I did. Well,
for Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, sorry, I did. That happened. Yeah.
I
won a Pro.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I run a Pro Quest, which is a Pro Tour qualifier for Flesh and Blood. So I'll see you guys in Baltimore if any of you guys are going.
Ooh, Baltimore! They're really busting it out. Hey, it was Baltimore, the Bahamas, but they were like, "Let's go Baltimore, baby."
Hey, they're New Zealanders. They don't know.
That's right.
So yeah, Baltimore. I've heard it's actually like that. The venue is actually really nice.
Sorry, by the way, for anyone that lives in Baltimore.
Yeah, not sorry that we're offending you. Sorry that you live in Baltimore.
Baltimore's literally
I've actually
on fire.
never been to Baltimore. I just like to make fun of things.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, actually. I lived close, actually, for a while in Virginia.
The last couple times that I've been like, really, we're going here? Then the venue was like baller. And like the area we were in was so nice. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then we went to San Diego, and we had a tent. A giant tent It looked like a warehouse that was getting fumigated.
Oh fuck, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's really bad.
We walked by it the other day and we were like, I guess that's getting fumigated. And then the next day, we were like,
I guess we're getting fumigated.
Yeah, we're getting fumigated. So excited about that. And then, this last weekend I went to Indianapolis to play in a calling, which is basically a Grand Prix. And I took 4th, which I was pretty happy about because that got me a Pro Tour invite, which is not the same as a Pro Tour qualification because a Pro Tour invite you can use for any high-level event, including Worlds, Nationals, Pro Tour, and you can sell it. How cool is that?
Yeah, what's the going rate?
Anywhere between 500 and 2,000, depending on how badly people want to go to the event. I expect Baltimore to be more lower, maybe 400 to 500.
Oh, really? I was going to guess that it's going to be higher because there's only one Pro Tour.
That's true. Well, a lot more PTIs though.
Year,
right?
Oh,
because people will have half as many Pro Tours.
When is Baltimore?
End of April, like the last week of April.
Oh, it's like pretty soon then.
It's coming up.
It's kind of wild to me. I was like, I was going to try and qualify for this Pro Tour too, and then like the fact that they only had one Pro Tour this year, like really threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
It like really rubbed me the wrong way. What are people doing after April for the rest of the year?
Nationals.
There's nationals.
Yeah, so it's like Pro Quest season, which is the Pro Tour qualifiers, and then there's going to be skirmish season, which is like kind of like game day. Remember game day for Magic?
Yeah,
it's like super FNMs, but it's like game day, but if
casual.
you top 8, the promo they give you is worth $200.
That's okay. It's still honestly that's still like not enough for me to like go to a card shop full of sweaty gamers.
That's enough for me. Also, the Flesh and Blood.
I mean, you were going anyway.
The Flesh and Blood gamers are a bit better than you would think.
By the way, I'm a sweaty gamer too.
We're all sweaty gamers.
We're all sweaty gamers.
So
I got shit to do. I'm an old man now.
Yeah. So skirmish season, Pro Tour, national qualifier season, nationals, worlds, and I think there's a skirmish season like in between all of those. I think I don't really know, but yeah.
All I'm saying, disappointed, and I just want awesome organized play. And Flesh and Blood, you've been selling me on Flesh and Blood. I want to jump into it, and I don't know. It's one Pro Tour. I was like,
yeah,
no, you got bones to pick.
It sucks to only have 3 premier events this year. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to be playing some Magic this year, which I'm kind of looking forward to.
And some Battle Spirit Saga.
And some Battle Spirit Saga? Hells yeah, baby. Gonna go to Vegas, gonna crush that. I'm gonna go for like a week, play a bunch of poker beforehand.
I mean, I'll jump on some tables with you, for sure.
We should play some Battle. When are you flying in?
Thursday,
okay, cool. Yeah, Battle Spirit Saga, and then also apparently some My Hero Academia. I gotta get that in there now.
Yeah, phone me up for that. Give me a Deku deck.
I was trying to take a look at the game, sort of. If anyone plays that game, let us know down in the comments. What's the skinny?
Is it
What's
good?
It like? Is it good?
Is there an edge to be had?
Yeah.
That's an important one.
Yes.
Because some games you play and you're like, oh, this isn't really a strategy game.
Oh, we're flipping coins. Yeah. Speaking of which, how was Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's flipping coins.
Okay. All right.
It's like
it's so popular.
It's
like,
very
really
popular. I was playing with my friend who's played like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, and he's the one who introduced me to like Magic. He's the one who introduced me to strategy card games. And we played like 8 games, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I understand my deck's like not the best, but where's the edge in Yu-Gi-Oh? And he's like, oh, that's the cool part. There isn't one. He's like, the edge is that you brought the best deck and you understand how it works. And I was like, oh.
And you won more coin flips.
And you won more coin flips and you weren't first more turns. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't consider Yu-Gi-Oh to be a competitive card game. This might hurt some feelings, but that doesn't take away from like the fun of it. But if I'm looking to like compete in something to show my skill, Yu-Gi-Oh is not what I'd pick, because it's more like I have this thing, this high-powered rocket, and I want to do the thing. If my opponent has a high-powered rocket and they want to do the thing, we're both just racing to see who can do the thing.
Which sounds kind of
and that is fun. That is really fun.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm looking for in a competitive environment, but I enjoyed it, honestly, way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I play blackjack sometimes to light money on fire and like have a good time. Yeah, just have some fun. Shoot, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about when it came to competitive card games, and now is totally. Oh, okay. I had another bone to pick with competitive. So, as everyone knows, I haven't actually played Legends of Runeterra
Ever.
Definitely not this year, but probably ever. And I really want to. Is the annoying part. I want to very badly. And this beta season is like,
No cash prizes.
It makes sense. It makes sense, but yeah, no cash prizes. Like you could have, like, I get the not qualifying for Worlds part. That makes sense to me. But having the day 2 on the monthlies and having cash prizes for those at least, like that would have been, I would have been happy about that, or at least like maybe not the first, not the
but
first
the last one,
but like
yeah,
maybe the second or the third, because I think we're probably at 3. Because basically it feels like I am just killing time until the actual season starts. Because again, there's no Worlds qualification. There's not even before we had seasonals at least.
Yeah.
For there was no Worlds qualification, the in between thing. But now there's just nothing. And whatever, I get it. I'm not the normal player, or whatever. Right? Seems like everyone else is having a good time, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
about that.
vibing.
Yeah,
but I
want to play. I want to play bad.
I have other competitive outlets.
Oh yes,
and
so that's the thing.
Something I had to have.
Magic.
Right, I have Flesh and Blood now, and then I have a Battle Spirit Saga for that one tournament, and like, yeah. So it takes a lot of the pressure off for Runeterra, because for me there is like a lot of pressure, because it's like you have to make content, you have to finish top 30 in ladder, you have to be ready to do really well in seasonals, like all these kind of things. And so now it's like for us season, like I don't have to do that. I just get to make content. I get to play my stupid Rise decks, and I get to have fun,
crush,
and just not apparently crush, and just not really worry about it, and enjoy the beta season for what it is, which is just like a trial of these new things.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of people that are saying the same thing as you. They're like, well, what's the point? Like, there's no cash prizes. It doesn't qualify for me.
Oh, good. I'm not alone. Like, okay.
No, I'm with you. Like, I feel that. I've been there, but just being able to go like, oh, that's okay. I'll just like competitively, I'll just do this, and then I'll just come and have fun with Runeterra. And that's really nice for me to be able to do.
For sure. And like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. 3 more months, but it's like, it was just 3 more months. And then it was kind of just 3 more months like before that also. Like, when was the last, I guess there was a seasonals in January, but I didn't play in it. That was the only one I didn't qualify for and didn't play in. And so, yeah, I don't know. I want this stuff to begin. I am really excited for it though, once it like starts in earnest, because like the season sounds so exciting to do the point race for each season to try and qualify for Worlds. Like Worlds has got some nice prizes on it.
I love the World's point race. The worst part of the World's point race was that it got updated once every 3 months, because it was just once at the end of each season. It was like a chunk.
Yeah.
But now it's like it's actually a race. Right?
Yeah, one of the things I would love to see them do is update it like weekly, because I'm afraid they're going to update it like I think they're going to update it like monthly.
It's okay.
But like weekly would be weekly. I mean, it's not that hard.
Well,
like you just
how much
add the points.
Really changes week to week.
Well, there's going to be grassroots tournaments.
Yeah.
But I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess it's only grassroots and then the monthlies and then ladder at the end. So
maybe it would change like a couple points week to week.
Yeah, I guess not. Like, yeah, I guess monthly's fine then. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I am looking forward very much to those, because like, yeah, it just gives you something to do. It gives you something to like latch onto and play. Okay, I got a question for you.
I have an answer.
What do you think the cash prizes are going to look like for these new monthly tournaments?
I think first place is going to be $1,000.
Okay, so hold on. For there's 2 types, first of all, right? And we know that the Worlds one is going to give like bigger prizes than the other 2. And so my thinking is, we're probably going to take 20,000 and divide it into 3.
That's what I think.
Or are we taking like,
I think it's literally just going to be seasonal prize pool split. If it's less, that sucks, I guess. But if you're,
I couldn't see. Like, I think it should be a little bit more.
Well, I would like it to be more, but
well, try to math it out, because seasonals last year it was like every 6 weeks there was a seasonals, because they had to fit it all in. So that same budget, I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I don't
It's
know.
like,
I'm just gonna kind of chill out and just see.
yeah, I mean, it is.
I'm not worried about it. Like, none of us play Runeterra for the money, right?
Playing for the bitches.
Well, maybe not that either. um,
What?
you might have better
There's no
success
money?
going elsewhere. um,
Unbelievable.
yeah, like if I wanted to play a card game for the money, I'd be playing My Hero Academia, duh. Or I'd be playing something
where
else.
it's at.
I'd honestly just be playing poker, right? Like that's.
Yeah.
I'm playing Runeterra because I really like Runeterra, and if there was no cash prizes, then I would be like, "Ah, man, that."
This is the thing. I really like Runeterra too. I like it a lot. I love the game. I want to play for something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I need stakes. Like,
Yeah.
I refuse to play a friendly poker game.
Ugh.
Are you kidding
I would rather
me?
die.
Like, you better be putting
Gross.
money on the table. Like, it's not even
Yeah.
a game if you don't play for
No.
something. Runeterra is a little bit
That's
different,
cool.
but it's like I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but it feels similar to like not play for any gain. It's like, well, I'd rather do something where I am working towards something. I need to feel like I'm accomplishing something, and I understand that's how they like get you, right? Like that's what ladders are supposed to do. Is it's supposed to make you feel like you're accomplishing something? But I do need that.
Yeah. I mean, I need to. And it's coming. It's coming. I'm being impatient, really, I guess. But it's been a long.
You haven't played
been
in
a
6
long
months. You can wait 3 more.
It's been a long wait. I mean, it's been a long wait just getting to the point where we have all these things.
Yeah.
I should be grateful that we have this now.
Yeah,
because there was a good chance this never happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think of the potential outcomes and stuff. And I'm very excited about this new path forward.
Me too.
And where it takes things. Really looking forward to Worlds a lot this year. I think that's going to be something really special. Okay. Anything else? Should we wrap it up here?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep playing Ionia.
Everyone... Yay, Ionia. Pink is where it's at.
It is.
For anyone still listening to this shit show,
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. So, like, actual though. What do you guys think if we riff it off the cuff and we talk about like other games and whatnot, or should we bring it back and just try to bring like hardcore LOR strategy and stuff, maybe 50-50? Also, just if you guys play any of those other games that we mentioned, let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are, and if anyone gives coaching for My Hero Academia or Battle Spirits or Yu-Gi-Oh, please let us know again down in the comments at your rates. All right, guys. We're out of here. We'll be back again next week. We're coming up on our 100th episode. I don't know what number this is. I want to say 97 or 98 or something. 100 is coming real soon.
Wow.
We're going to do something special. Don't know what that is either. But, like, maybe we record it in Vegas when we're there in person. Oh, that'd be dope.
That would be cool.
I'm full of good ideas. All right, that's it for us. We're out of here. Later. Bye. Peace.